So is this thing on? I am not sure. Right. I seem to be a bit low in the lower left corner of this stream. I guess I can't fix that at the moment. Hello everybody, if you're watching this, you are watching my first attempt at the Dungeons & Dragons prep stream. It's creative. I try to show off my toolset, what I like, my skills perhaps, if any. Glad you could join. So today I'm going to review the last game with my Albion group. It ended on a floating island with siege engines. So I'm gonna pull this picture right now. This is what I did before. So I use Google Drive a lot. So if you can, I guess that should be on the stream now. Excellent, this works. I have to fix the size of the window. Yeah, this is fine. So I have for this game I have individual docs for every session. Where I first write down what I intend to do or what's the short version of things, technical info like loot and plot things I come up with. Sometimes I revise these items on the fly when I improvise, and what we are having is the starting point is the characters have actually cleared some of the monsters of this floating island, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a plan of the lower section of this island. So it's basically a flat round island with an inverted mountain below, and in this inverted mountain, like that looks like an iceberg a bit, I'm going to put a dungeon so the players can have fun there. I will be using the Alex Schroeder's great tool, the Grid Mapper. I discovered last week or the week before, I think, and I think it's a great tool, and most people could benefit from using it. It's very simple. If you can read the font, it could be a bit tiny on your end, but basically F is the key to make floor tiles, and what I want in this setting is I want to have the core room of the whole Wizard's Tower, the smaller Prisoner's Tower, the siege engines and the barracks and stuff on the surface, and the dungeon below. The key component is the throne room, where you have, I think I called it, I had a fancy name for it, let me just look it up. I think I called it a Thoma throne or something. Yeah, here it is. Like emphasis. The Thoma throne is a seat where you can spend your spell slots for movement of the island. That's basically the whole joke. And the players have 3 spellcasters. They have a priest, a druid, and a wizard, and they should be able to take control of this island once they unlock this room. So I'm going to start with level 3, the lowest level, and I'm going to start with the throne room. I'm putting floor tiles, just getting started. Then I can use, if you follow the instructions to the right here, you can use P for pillar, and I'm going to use the basic pillar like this. And then there's a throne, of course, and I guess that's the C key. I press C, and there is a bed I can rotate. I can press V for a variant of this C key, and here's the throne, and it should probably be facing south. So the players come from this side, and maybe there's more pillars here because the throne has to be very stable and fixated into the center of the island, and that's basically the last room the players will see before they can take control of the island. Right. So the simplest thing would be to put a staircase here, and they just come from level 2, and that would be my level 3 Thoma throne room. And I'm a bit underwhelmed by this idea, and I try to think of something extra. So if you were in chat, you could now just help me a bit and point out what I could do and what I shouldn't, and voice your opinions on things. Right. So let's put the throne room behind a secret door. This doesn't mean that the players can't open it if they can't find the door. There will be a way in, but maybe they can have, if they find the secret door, they might get a shortcut. So I'm using again this D key. So you see the green key, and then with V, where is it? Use V to pick variants. So I'm going to put a secret door right here, and then I'm pressing V once, and it's a secret door. So, and the floor continues like this, and this is fairly standard. Maybe I should put an impressive room at the end that can be seen from a bit farther. Like I'm going to make the hallway twice as wide, but this is just a diversion attempt of the architect. So here's going to be a nice room, and maybe it will have traps or some monsters spawn or something like that. I'm still trying to think of something. Oh, I see this isn't symmetrical. This is symmetrical, but it has no center square, so maybe, I don't know, I'm going with it. So and maybe something elevated where you can, where the illusion, they found the body of the wizard who created this tower last time, so it would be fun if they could see an illusion of the wizard who is still alive in this room. So they might suspect something is fishy when they recall that they found his body already. So, Oh, and there's an excellent idea. As a relatively new feature of Grid Mapper is you can use G to make organic looking floor. So I'm just trying to illustrate that. So to make the diversion a bit more diverting, like this. So this is now natural caverns, insignificant. Yeah, the throne is only 1 square. It can't be 2 squares wide. Let's put 2 thrones. Maybe he was married or had a right-hand friend or something like that. Variant, and then turn like this, and there's another throne here. So maybe this is even a room the wizard used, so for audiences or stuff, and maybe he was a mercenary selling his tower's firepower to the highest bidder. I haven't figured out that yet, but I'm going to rely on the players to get the backstory into this. I'm not too worried that it won't make sense at all. I'm just drawing pretty pictures at the moment. Right. Okay, I'm going to save this file for the moment. Let's try this. Floating island level 3, and my name is GM Raffi. And I can click save, and it saves it onto the wiki of Alex. And it's very nice that he provides for my cloud saves of my dungeons. Still figuring out how to pay him back one day. I think actually the other staircase, the big circular one, was kind of nice. That's nice, isn't it? It's a wide, a comfortable way down, because I figure it would have been used. It would have been in use frequently. The wizard would not spend hours and days in his Toma throne. He would leave and talk to the troops and maybe talk to his advisors and have audiences. And I figured that this nice big staircase would do well here. Right, so I'm saving this, and it says saved. And if you would want to check that out, you could go to campaign wiki, and this is the script. You have to go here, and then you can find all my dungeons, the dungeons of my Jedi games, Star Wars games, sorry, and wow. There have been more and more of these cloud saved thingies here. I don't remember being that many dungeons in here. What did I call my dungeon again? Floating Island level 3. So Floating Island level 3 is in the wiki. I can open it in a new tab, and what happens is this is the text file. I can grid map recreate, and when I click here, it just reconstructs the whole dungeon I did so far with a slight mistake. So this square shouldn't be here. And it's probably my fault for putting the staircase over the floor tiles. These things happen. That's not to worry. So this is my level 3. I have no opposition in level 3 because I'm kind of figuring that 2 levels of combat will be enough for this party. So I'm going to start a new grid map profile, just like this. And this is now Floating Island level 2. It's by GM Raffi. I can type my name. I totally can type my name. And there is obviously a staircase going down somewhere. Right, a staircase going down somewhere like this. So this is the end, the point where you can enter level 3, and we're off. I think I should put some interesting environmental hazards here, like traps perhaps, or difficult terrain. I'm not so sure right now it should be magical traps, I guess. Should be auto-reloading sentry guns or something like that. What's B? T for trap? Is T for trap? I don't know. what you can do is you can just put a plain square and then begin to type numbers. So this is 1. These would, you can also type more than one number and it will make a big number. So this is 1, 2, 3. I delete with X, by the way. So this is going to be a arrow trap. And I get to open a new Google Drive file. So just dragging in this tab. So I'm going to make a new Google Docs, and I'm telling the computer that is Albion Game session 4. And what I like about Google Drive is like it only has the minimal functions, but it's so nice. If you put the first line in your document, it's always the default title. So there you have a title of the file name for this. I'm going to put level 1 floating island dungeon, level 1, level 2, level 3. And on level 2 we have at the first position the arrow self-reloading crossbow magical trap. Maybe the crossbow bolt should do something fancy. I don't know what yet, but I guess that's going to be a thing. Fancy effect. Poison. Right. So I have no idea how my stream is doing. I think it's doing fine. It says 0 dropped frames and 60 FPS. Yeah, well, if you can hear my voice, everything is fine. Okay, back to the dungeon at hand. This is a trap, then this is a large hallway, and I'm not sure if I want that at this point. Maybe I should just delete these things and have a small hallway where they can get shot at multiple times. I can hear the thief already. Oh, this is a single-use trap. There's nothing to worry. Zonk, next arrow coming in. It's going to be fun. The wizard should totally have a mimic somewhere. Totally. What is the purpose of the second level? It is to, as a fortification, I guess. If you are attacked by dragons, you want your civilians and your craftsmen. You want them under protection. You just want the guys who use the siege engines and the magic to be on the surface. So I'm guessing I'll style this like a Swiss 70s, 80s Cold War civilian bunker, right? So people can get shelter and weapons and stuff here. So this is mostly a chain of rooms is usually not a bad idea. You can have choke points. In the 70s they were obviously because you would want to wash off gamma particles, gamma radiation poisoning stuff, dust and whatever floating around. I guess I need some beds. This is the key C, variant 2, so I'm pressing C and V, C and V, C and V. So if you get used to the grid mapper, to this kind of software, it's really convenient. and it's very well done and lovingly maintained, I have to say. There's no guarantee that it will work at any time, but I have not had a single outage so far in these 2 weeks, so I guess that's good. So here the people can sleep. Here I'm going to put toilets here, like I'm just writing 2. These are toilets for civilians. Can you see my? I guess this is working. Yeah, this is fine. 3 and 3, or civilian bunk beds. Right. Choke points, guard posts. Oh, I completely forgot I wanted to put up some music. Let's do this. Right.